We are here.
Is this Daniel?
Yes, it is Daniel, and there are others that will be joining us today as well.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, of course, you know who this is. This is Jason. Is there any messages that you have for the YouTube collective?
We always like to look at our audience, and so we will start with that, and we'll just go into seeing what it is that the audience needs at this time, as we do like to see how everyone is adapting to the frequencies. And please, audience, raise your hand if you have been experiencing this new energy that is coming in. And we do want to speak also to you about the Lion's Gate, which we are not sure if this video will make it to you in time, but we are still speaking to you in the etheric realms. And so all of you who are watching this, if you are watching it after the date of August 8th, do not worry, you still got the information from us ahead of time. It was downloaded into you. We know that sometimes that is hard to understand, but we want you to know that we are all always connected, and we fully enjoy your energy as you come and watch these videos and share this time with us. What do we want to bring to you today? We did have an interesting conversation earlier about anger. And we are seeing that maybe this conversation would benefit the collective at this time to speak about anger, hidden anger that is something you don't even know that you had. And we want to talk about how that can show up in ways that you wouldn't even expect. Like maybe you are going through something very traumatic. And what happens is those of you who feel blocked at times, you feel the block with connecting to spirit, or you feel blocked in connecting with the energies that you are calling on, say your angels or your guides. And what we were talking about earlier today in the session is that there was an event that took place that was very traumatic. And during that event, all this person wanted was to feel safe, and they were calling in that safety through God, through angels, through what they knew to protect them. And what happened in that situation was the angels came in and the source energy came in around them. But then what anchored into their system was this traumatic event and that feeling of the angels and the source energy around them. And so then later years, they did not understand why they could not connect to this energy. And it was because when that anchored in this traumatic thing and that feeling of angels around you or around them, then what happened was when they would want to connect with angels, it would remind them of trauma. So then they started blocking that out. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so what we ended up clearing is this trauma around them and reminding them that the angels were the loving feeling that wrapped around them, and they were not a symbol of the trauma. It ended up being a trigger for the traumatic event. And so we are noticing that there are some similarities out there with the energy of some of the listeners, that if they are having a hard time connecting, that possibly at a younger age, they had a traumatic event where the angels wrapped around them to keep them safe. And somewhere on that psychological level, they associated that comfort with also the traumatic event. And so when they would feel the comfort come in later years, it would also trigger the memory of a traumatic event or the feeling of the trauma. And so we ask you to work with your angels and with your guides to clear any of the traumas around, any traumas associated with the angels or with source energy coming around them. And that should help you to be able to connect easier with your collective and with your source energy and with your high self. And let's see, is there anything else on that? We hope that that is enough to give you an understanding and a place and a platform to work with clearing that trauma out so that you can feel the energy of the angels again and feel the energy of source energy around you. And we want to look at a little bit more just at this audience to see You are growing in numbers, and we are really excited about that. We would like to see more and more people come and join us in these videos and enjoy the healing that can take place with them. And so we are excited that it is being shared around, and we thank you for all of those who are sharing the information and who are sharing the videos. As we grow as a collective and we all come from our truth and our hearts, it is beneficial to the entire planet that we continue to grow and expand and learn to love ourselves and learn to who we truly came here to be. And we hope that these videos will help each and every one of you to step into that role for yourself. We are being kind of silly right now as we would like to wave to those in the back row as we are seeing everyone as collecting and gathering together. And we want you to know we see you back there as well, those who got to the show a little bit late, which means you're probably somebody watching this later in the year, or possibly even a year from now of the time that we put this out. We still see you.
Interesting.
Yes. It is a fun thing to be able to see the energy, because all the time is existing at the same time. It is all coming. We have talked about this before, that there is no time limits in these other realms of existence where we can play with the time. And so it is something that we enjoy doing, where we can see those who are coming later on, as well as those who will watch this, the very first person to click it and the very last one to click it and push play. And it is very exciting. And we are very excited about where all of this is going. This is beautiful energy being created by a collective of people who don't even know each other yet, other than some of you interact a little bit on the chat forum below, but many of you do not know each other, as you're on other ends of the world. And this video will be watched all over the world. And we want you to know, as you are watching, if you just close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you are connecting with everyone that watches this video, and just let your mind's eye and your imagination take that and connect you with each and every person watching this video, and connect with their hearts and their energy, as you are all very much connected and very much on the same frequency and the same path and the same journey. And it is very beautiful to see this coming together and everyone sharing like this. Very nice. And let's go ahead and have you ask us some questions and see where this goes from here.
Okay, sounds good. You mentioned Lion's Gate. Can you tell me or explain to the others what Lion's Gate means?
In the month of August, there is and it is almost even set up with just through intention alone, because it has become so popular, this 8-8, the infinity symbol of the 8, the opening of this gateway. And it is with the Syrian or Lyran councils that come in. And if you set good intentions and you bring your vibration up, you may be able to find yourself connecting with the Lyrans at this time in your reality and in your frequencies, as August is a beautiful month of an open gateway. And we say to you that it is not just that one day that it opens. It is a portal that will remain open for a little period of time. And in this time period, it is a beautiful thing to set your intention to connect with this group of beings, with the Lyrans, the feline group. And there are many collectives of this feline group that you could connect with. In fact, when you are at the ranch, when you go to the Isati Ranch, there will be a very special energy there where you can connect with the Lion's Gate energy, even though you will not get there until the 9th. It will still be open, and it would be wonderful for you to take advantage. And we have told this one that we speak through to bring her pyramid. So she plans on bringing her copper pyramid, which I believe you talked about before as well. And it also helps to just set the energy and the space so as you sit under there and maybe set intentions, it will create We want to say balance or equilibrium of energy, and almost like a portal in itself. And then you combine that with the Lion's Gate portal, and you'll be able to have some very fascinating experiences in this time. And you will be, of course, sitting on what we would like to call sacred grounds to be doing these journeys on. So we are very excited about this time that you'll spend there. And the Lion's Gate is there for everyone. It is all over the world. It is a gateway of intention for you to connect with beings and to ask for healing, ask for guidance, ask for clarity, and just sit and allow the answers to come in and let them speak to you. They are very loving, and they are very much about creating the balance in your energy and helping you move into a better place, into a better frequency for yourself. Do you have any other questions about that Lion's Gate that maybe we could answer for you?
Is this every year, or is this just for this year?
Every year.
Okay. All right. And then
It is much like your Halloween, where you have All Hallows Eve, and the spirits come out, and it is a symbol of the undead or the dead or whatever they call it, and it is much like that. And this is what we say to you, is that it gets created because it is set by intention, and more people are getting familiar with this Lion's Gate, and they are getting excited about it. And as they get excited about it, the intention even opens that portal even more. So as more and more people are aware of it, and more people set this intention to want to seek out the information and the journey of the Lion's Gate, then it becomes more powerful. So, and it is a fun thing to do. Just make sure your energy is lifted and high vibration.
Interesting. Is the Lion's Gate connected to the sign Leo? Is that why there's a Lion's Gate, because of the Leo sign?
Yes,
okay.
that is very accurate.
Okay. And fun question would be, what's after the Lion's Gate?
There are always portals that are opening throughout, as we have spoken of the portals before. Maybe not one as well known as the Lion's Gate, or that Leo connection, as you said, and bringing in the Lyrans. It is that is almost like a celebration. We see it as almost like a party, where the connections are going to be made this year more than any other year, as more and more people are becoming aware. And it is one that we're excited about this year, as it continues to grow and people continue to make these connections. We are looking to see if there is any connections with, we do want to say that your month of September, there is many people who honor the 9/11 event, yes? And with that, we want to say that there is also an intention set there, and there's a heart energy that creates a portal in and around the 9/11 timeframe. It creates a portal of love. It creates a portal of connection, and all those who stand in memory of the event, and that happens around any event, rather it be loved ones gathering for someone that they have lost in their lives, or something bigger like the 9/11 event. Those create portals as well, and since that one was recognized globally, it will be one that will open a big portal. But this is a portal that will take you into a space of love, of compassion, of healing, and it is a beautiful portal. It is one of great expansion, and so that is another one to look into.
Sounds good.
We're looking to see if we have any others. We spoke of the Halloween. We giggle at that one, but it is an access point where the veil is thin, and people will do what they can to communicate with their loved ones on the other side. And it is there. It is an opportunity for them to learn and grow and step into those abilities. we are seeing that any of your holidays where there is gathering and prayer, they create portals. They do create openings. They create opportunity. That is what we'll say. It creates an opportunity. And so, yes, there are other things, much like the Lion's Gate, that happen all the time. And when people gather, that is an opportunity to create connection, to create these vortexes or portals or opportunities, gateways to communicate with unseen energies, and much like angels, guides, and councils, just like us, and just opens that communication up. All of these communications, again, you will want to raise your vibration to be in a safe place to open these up and communicate. Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. All right. So it kind of sounds like these gates is like humankind plays a role in opening these gates as well by setting the intention for
it. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones, yes, that we are speaking of. And there would be other gateways, of course, that we have spoken before with these Stargate systems and portals, but these are ones that you can access that are opening from a collective consciousness. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You mentioned anger. We were talking about that earlier, but is there any tips or advice for people to let go of anger that you think someone might need that information? Some interesting tips.
Let us go get the one that will work with you on anger. And can we do a little healing work with that today? Would that be okay?
Sure.
We would like to work with anyone who is willing to release anger, because anger is such a necessary frequency to carry. The anger can be held in any of your chakra systems. It can be held in any of your energetic spaces within your body. It shows up a lot in places where you have flexibility, like your joints and elbows and fingers. Anything that has movement, anger can slow down that movement. It can get in the way in the form of pain, or it can get in the way in the form of arthritic sensations within the abilities, the tendons, all of that. So anger is one of those emotions that will hold you back in a very physical way. And so they want to work with the anger. We want to bring in they want us to ask you to bring in a color, and each and every person will have the own color that comes into their auric field. And we want to have you just move that color through your entire aura and down into your physical body as well, and have it connect up into source, and have it connect down into the earth and create balance between source energy and earth energy. We are going to take a drink. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. We are trying to clear this throat. And hopefully we got her cleared now. And sometimes this will happen when somebody is so angry that their energy is stuck in the throat and they are not able to express their anger. And we feel like we tuned in or tapped into that. And that is why this energy is not coming out of the throat. So we are going to ask you, do not edit that out. It is important. Somebody needs to get that out of their throat chakra. What we want to do now is we want to bring in the light workers, the healers. We want to bring in each and every one of you has healers that work with you, and so bring in your healers, set the intention, give permission for the healers to come in and work with your physical body as well as your energetic body. If you have a specific ache or pain at this time that is moving through your body, rather it be in one of the joints of your body, in your back, through your spine, in the muscle, whatever it might be. We want to set the intention to release that pain from your body. And as you move through the frequencies of the voice as it comes through, even as we are speaking now, there is a frequency in the voice that is resonating with you on an energetic level. It is shifting and molding your energy into something new, and a frequency that is more what is the word we want to say? It is a better frequency for you at this time than the one that you have been holding. And so we want you to, in your mind and in your heart, and we want you to give permission to release the old program, the old energy out of your body. We want that to be flushed out of your body, and we want you to take a deep breath, just let that go. And we are going to speak over you as we ask for all of the places of hurt and pain and sadness and fear and stress and worry and pain and anger to now be released from your body. We just want you in your mind to just be in that place of giving permission to yourself to let it all go. You do not have to hold it anymore. You do not have to hold on to it anymore, and just let it go. We sama mo shiendo to shaba baba jiga de ma de ma ruch get de ma no go japa put to baba and we just about the me added to ma ashput the ba and the papa po sama mama jiga ne to not japa unto Wisha ma ansha be ill jaba ansha ticket ba when the baby chicken do the tata ata ticket to got about under the chico to nana. Whoever is being a pain in your neck, release them. Do not let them have that space in your body. Do not let them have that space in your body. Say no right now. You do not get to be a pain in my neck. You do not get to be a pain in my neck. I'm releasing you, and you are healed and forgiven, and I put you into the source energy, and you are being loved and cherished by source and being healed, and so am I. And we ask that for everyone to be loved and healed by source energy. And you do not any longer get to pull energy from my heart chakra. I love you, and that is enough. And now I release you into the source energy, and you do not any longer get to pull at me. You no longer get to hurt me. You no longer get to hold a space in there that creates anger and pain. And I am now taking that authority over my body again, and I no longer give you permission to reside there. And I call this in as healed and forgiven, and you are lifted into the light and loved and cherished by sources, so am I. And I take my power back. I take my power back, and I hold it in my belly. And my power is mine, and I am taking it. And you no longer get to scare me. You no longer get to take my power. You no longer get to threaten me. You no longer get to make me feel unimportant, unworthy, or unlovable. I take this back for myself, and I offer this feeling up to source energy, and I no longer allow you to take space in there. I say no to this energy that is trying to hide in my belly, and it is no longer going to be there, and it goes to source energy, and it's transmuted into love and light, and so is my energy. I am transmuted by love and light, and I now feel courageous and strong and lovable and kind and powerful and assertive and confident and everything else that is wonderful and good. I attract all this beautiful stuff into my life. I am absolutely amazing because I love me, and that is not conceited, and that is not ego. I can love me, and it is okay. And then we want to go into the sacral chakra, and we want to move out all that fear, all of that fear and anger, the not being supported and things being so hard. Oh my gosh, why are things so hard? And that energy no longer gets to sit there in my sacral chakra, and then no longer gets to sit in my root chakra. I am desirable, I am lovable, I am supported, I am everything, and I no longer have to be angry. I no longer have to be angry that this isn't working out for me. I no longer have to be angry that it's hard and there's burdens everywhere and I'm carrying everybody else's stuff. I no longer have to do that either. And just release it all. Suema into sapapatite, We want to take the anchors off your feet. You did not know those were there, but yes, they are. You have anchors on your feet, and they are making it hard for you to move forward, and it is making it hard. And now that you have released all of these other burdens, and we cut the ties to those as well, no longer allowing them to come back to you. Now let's take those anchors off your feet and allow for you to step freely. Oh, that feels so much better when you do not have to carry all that weight on your feet to take each step forward, and just see yourself freely moving forward. And your heart is open and full and soaring, much like a bird in flight. And you are able to feel light and airy, and you are attracting into your life abundant things, wonderful and abundant things. Your luck is changing to wonderful good luck. And everything else is dropping away, as you are now a magnet for this beautiful energy to come in, and a beautiful love to come into your heart. And everything is opening up for you, and you are releasing all that old energy. It is no longer serving you. You are releasing it. And you are gladly saying goodbye as you give yourself permission to now start this new journey of stepping forward freely and looking at what is it that makes me happy? What is it that makes me joyful? What is it that makes me want to thrive and do good in this world? And you let go of everything else. And you step into that. And you no longer let somebody else have control of that. That is powerful. And we want you to move into that energy and sit with us for a moment in that. And we're going to just sit quietly as you think for a moment, what does it look like when I am free like that bird? When I can fly, when I can step without the anchors, and I can move forward. What does my life look like? How do I feel? What do I see? What is that journey? Let's go there for just a moment. We will sit. We want to say that some of you came out of your shadow. Some of you really came out of your shadow, and your light was shining so bright in this moment. And it is so beautiful. And we want you to feel this beauty around you all the time. This is what Source wants for you. Source wants you to be joyful and happy. Joyful, happy, sharing, loving, caring. And to have it in your life, people that love you and care for you and are joyful to be with you. And just call it in and listen to that prayer as many times as you need to. Listen to it every day if you need to. And let it shift your vibration. Let it shift your energy. You are now setting a new platform for your journey. And you are setting one to go into this journey with beauty and frequencies that you have never experienced before, bringing to you things that you could have never imagined possible. Your world is infinite. Your creativity is infinite. Your manifestations are infinite. And I want you to let go of anything that is saying otherwise. Let any anger that surfaces go. And anything that comes with that is fear-based go. Release that voice in your head that says it is not possible, because we are here to tell you it is all so very possible. And we want you to love your life. And as you give yourself permission to do the things that help you bring that love into your life, you are changing the world with your smile. Every one of you. Every smile you put into this planet, you change it. Bring a smile out with you today. As you go out in your journeys, find somebody to smile at and see if that does not change their reality. You know it does. As simple as a smile. And then you can take it from there. We like the frequency we are feeling right now, and we want to thank everyone for participating in that. And Jason, we will bring it back to you.
Thank you. That was a powerful message.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's going to help out a lot of people.
We hope so.
Is there You mentioned that there were others there. Is there anyone, or is there any of the other consoles that have a message?
Mm-hmm. Let us look for that. And by the way, it was the Pleiadians that brought through the prayer. Just
Oh, thank
let
you.
you be aware that that was not the Pleiadian Council at that time.
Oh, thank you.
We are looking to see who would like to come in. We do not mean to sit too long and quiet. We do have the mantis here. The mantis is very much wanting everyone again to work with them, call them in. If this is something you are drawn to do, something that you would like to do, the mantis beings are here to help with the third eye, with the telepathy, and with the energetic frequencies to pick up on energy. There are other insectoid groups that we have had show up in these sessions as well, but we have the ant people, we have the beetles, we have many of the earth elements, energies that you can think of. If you resonate with any of the creatures that live within the planet, they're here to help you right now to be more sensitive to the planet Earth. And so what they are asking for you to do, the spiders, the ants, the beetles, the any of the insects that have to rely on their own intuition to survive, they are all welcoming you to bring them in, to bring in their essence. If you would like to work with your own intuition with Mother Earth and with what does the earth need and how to read the energy of the earth for your own guidance and for your own ability to keep yourself safe, much like they do. And we have the bees. The bees are here. We invited the insects, apparently. We've got a lot of this energy is here right now because the earth is going through so much shifting and so much changing and so much frequency adjustments, and these are the beings that feel it first. They are so connected to the earth. As we said, they need to rely on that connection for their own survival. And so their message is, if you would like to be more tuned into earth or into your own ability to use your auric field as a sensory system or your third eye, then call them in and they will help you with that. There are some that could benefit from a download right now. That was the mantis being. This is, there's a download right now available for many who are willing to accept this energy download for the third eye, for their ability, for everything we just spoke of. There is a download. So let's just go ahead, and for those of you who are open to it, just ask and give permission for the download. It will only take a moment. We find that very interesting. They were scanning the listeners while they were bringing in their download, and they spotted a woman over here on our left that was struggling to bring the download in, and they went over and assisted her and helped get in. And we even though we see and do this stuff ourselves, we enjoyed that because, as we know, this is pre-recorded. And so if you resonated with that, if you felt like you were the one that needed some extra help and you felt that help come in, we would love to hear about that. Beautiful energy. Your soul is very kind. The woman we are speaking, well, everyone here, obviously, if you're listening, you are very guided to this. You are very connected to galactic councils. But we were connecting to her in particular because of that assistance. And her heart chakra is so beautiful, and we just wanted to say that. Yes, so we'll see if there's anyone else who would like to come forward. Well, one of the ones that is coming forward, and we find this humorous, is the Bigfoot energy, the Bigfoot collective, as they. We are hearing that as people are starting to bring their frequencies up more, they are getting a little bit more relaxed in letting people see them. So it is something that could be fun to do if you were in an area where Bigfoot is known to be seen. We want to do a shout out to Patrick right now. Daniel says, tell Patrick to go out on his patio or out on his deck and ask the Bigfoot to come in. And for some of you, you may have seen the video with Patrick. He did a testimonial of his work with the Ascension sessions, and we spoke of the Bigfoot as well. Maybe not in that video, but he is surrounded by the forest, and his dog will run off and play with the Bigfoot, and he was not aware that that was happening. And so we want to invite him to go and sit, invite them to show themselves. But that goes for everybody as well. If you are in an area where that resonates and that is a possibility, we want you to just sit with a pure intention and with an open heart and just be in joy, be in happiness. Do not have expectation. Do not have the wanting for this to happen. Just be. And if it happens, it happens. It is a beautiful thing. You may just feel their energy around you, and it is such a very dynamic and powerful and loving feeling. And for some, it may even be intimidating. It is a very powerful energy, the Bigfoot is. And so that is one that is coming. And these beings all want to connect with you just as much as you want to connect with them. And we just say, keep asking for this connection to happen. Keep asking for it, and it is coming. And for some of you, it has already happened, and for others, it is really close. And we just ask for you to keep inviting the downloads and asking them to come to see you at night when you are out of your fear-based energies. And as you get acclimated to them in that frequency, then maybe in a more conscious state, you will be able to connect with them and bring in your own information like we are doing here today. And the Pleiadians are definitely ones who are here to support right now, and they are very excited to see the expansion of these communications happening and look forward to more expansion through people like Tracie and also through others who do this work. And more people are finding themselves connecting to that, and it is a wonderful thing as the awakening is really expanding into some higher levels, and it is an exciting time. And we want to say to you, because we just felt some energy coming back to us as we said that, there are some of you who are frustrated with this because you want this and it is not happening for you yet. And we want to tell you to stay with it, ask for your ascension codes, ask for your activations. There are, Tracie does the activation sessions. If that is something that you are called to do, maybe that would be helpful. And to allow yourself to just relax. Allow yourself to relax and just be in the moment and allow for the connections to be made. One of the things, it is very important to remember to stay out of effort. If you are trying, and if you find yourself, I'm trying, then you are going into effort. And we want you to just relax and be and allow. And we know that that can be its own lesson for some of you. It is its own challenge to just be in the allowing versus the trying or the going into effort to connect. You are not going to make that connection by going connect, right? So we want you to just relax, and we want you to go with the first thought that comes into your head and the first feeling that comes into your body. Yes. And at this point, we feel like we've had quite a few step forward here. We've got the insectoids was a large group that wanted to work with the collective at this time in helping them to understand the frequencies and energies of the Earth Mother herself. And then, of course, we have the others who are there The Lyrans are here as the gates are opening, and we are already in that energy as we spoke of. And so they are here as well. They are bringing in a lot of love into the planet. We are in the frequency of healing ourselves at this time. It is the August wave. And for some people, that has been a beautiful thing. And for other people, it has been very challenging if they are going through some things that they are trying to heal. But what we are finding over here is that it is opening the heart chakra, and those who have been struggling may be reaching out now, where before they tried to do this themselves, or they were working on, either they were ignoring it, or they are just now at a point where they say, okay, I would like help with this. I would like to find my way to healing this. And they are finding the practitioners, the teachers, and the healers that are helping them with that. And so we applaud those who are making those moves to open up to the healing and for allowing the healing. And today's session, there was a beautiful healing. And so we, in this recording, we mean, and so we hope that many of you have received your healing in that regard, as you have released all the older energy and invited in the new programs. And do you have any other questions?
Well, you mentioned the Bigfoot. Do they have any messages for us? I know they're around the ECETI area. I'm pretty sure they're going to be around. Do they have any messages for us by any chance?
Meaning the collective that is going to the ranch, or as a collective altogether?
The Bigfoot collective.
The Bigfoot is all about being gentle. It is about being kind. It is about being, their energy is about being, as we are looking at this, sorry, we are seeing one play with a fairy in our mind, and that is comical, as the Bigfoot is quite large and the fairy is quite small. And what we say is, though, this is their example of be gentle, be kind. Kindness is such a overlooked act of humanness these days. People are not kind anymore. Everyone is so quick to judge, and so quick to point fingers, and so quick to be angry, and so quick to use words that are harsh and harmful, and to set forth frequencies that are damaging. And so the Bigfoot encourages everyone to be kind and to remember that everyone is going through something. Everyone has a challenge. There isn't anyone on this planet that is without their challenge and without their struggles. Even if they are in a good mood doesn't mean that they don't have something going on, and or a loved one that they lost, or a job that they are struggling at, or a bill that they can't pay. And so just remember that everyone is dealing with something. And we want to say that sometimes it is those who do their best to make it look like their world is perfect that are struggling the most. And so be kind to them as well. But the kindness is their message today. Be a good person. They say, be a good person. And tend to yourself. If you, of course, they are doing this. They say, do not litter. Do not take care of her. You take care of her. You use the products that are good for her. Do not be wasteful. Do not be over consumers. That is their kind of message. They want you to be more mindful of your usage of things, and to be more considerate and more kind. And that would be the Bigfoot message.
Thank you for the message. All right. And last one, you mentioned the Pleiadian Council, that they're very excited. Do they have any other messages for us?
We're very excited about this message. They say, we walk among you. We are walking among you, and we, a lot of you know someone that is Pleiadian. That was one of their activations to to some of you out there to remember that you are Pleiadian. Some of you are not familiar with the fact that you are a Pleiadian. But there are conscious Pleiadians among you, and they are, they have a frequency that if you are tuned in, if you are familiar, when you go into your meditation, ask to know what it is like to be in the energy of a Pleiadian. And then when you go out in the world, you may be able to figure out which ones are Pleiadians. And then as you figure out which ones are Pleiadians, it is always fun to go, are you familiar with the Pleiadians? And then have them light up because they know you recognize them. Oh, that is fun. And there are many that are aware now that they are Pleiadian. Many of you watching are aware that you are Pleiadian and that you are walking among the people. And it is a beautiful thing to start waking up to your trueness. And they are very excited that many of their brothers and sisters that are in the physical form are now awake to who they are. And the communication has started, it has begun. And there is a beautiful collective that is forming. Yes, we like this energy, and we are feeling the excitement of many of you as you are recognizing or feeling a trueness to the statement about being the Pleiadian. Some of you are very aware, and some of you are learning right now in this very moment as it resonates with you that this is a possibility, and you are waking up to it, and you will soon be fully awake into that knowing, and you'll be aware as to more of the purposes to why you came into this planet. It was a good question. Yes.
Nice. And for the Pleiadians, you said they walk among us. Are there hybrids or are there full Pleiadians? Are they just?
Yeah.
No, okay.
You have both. You have both walking among you.
Both. Okay. All right. Well, is there anything they would like to share? Any messages for the YouTube collective?
We will look one more time to see if there is something in closing to say as the group gathers here. There are many of you that are coming in contact with the rainbow consciousness is what we are seeing. And we want to applaud you for the work that you have done. And for those of you who do not know what the rainbow consciousness is, it is much like when Jesus got into the Christ consciousness, the connection to that part of the mind that goes beyond anything that you could know here on this physical earth, and to allow for that space to start sharing with you information and knowledge that you could not possibly have learned again in this 3D world. It brings you into a frequency and into an existence that is beyond anything that you have done here. And it is bringing you into remembering, and it is bringing you into activations on many, many levels. And so we are seeing many of you have come into this rainbow consciousness, and a lot of you are even feeling the crystalline energy of that Christ consciousness. You see it in your skin. It sparkles, it's crystallizing, yes? And so if that is something that resonates with you, of course we say, we'd love to read that below. And I'd like to invite you to share. And so, oh yes, many of you, oh yeah, very hard for you to get through that energy of all the eclipses and Mercury retrograde and blah blah blah, this one says. And there was a lot of harsh energy in that, a lot of little heavier energy. And here you were in your beautiful crystalline energy, your rainbow light energy, and you were like, I'm flying. Oh, what just happened? And you got crashed down with this energy, and it kind of felt a little bit harsh. And so now you're starting to stretch those wings out again, and you're kind of like, is it safe? And you're starting to feel the energy shift again and going back into that higher frequency and feeling it a little bit lighter again. And we say, stretch those wings, stretch them out, shake off that month of July and move into this beautiful month of August, and allow for that healing energy to pulse through you and just bring you to your fullest version of self. And it is a beautiful thing to be in that energy, and we want you to enjoy it, and we want you to share it, because as you are moving around in the planet and you are coming in contact with others, you are helping lift and raise them up, as you know. And so we say to you and all of you listening to just keep inviting these new experiences in for yourself in the highest and best good, and ask your councils to guide you and support you and bring you to the purpose that you are here, and to help you to have a knowing, and to help you have that compass to take you on the right path. And we say to you, you cannot go on the wrong path, but this will get you there a little bit quicker, we say. And so use your counsels, use your guides. We want to remind you, you have to invite them in. They cannot just show up for you. You have to invite them in, and you have to ask for their assistance. So we say to you, as many have found out in sessions, that you do not even know sometimes what to ask for. So maybe you even might want to put it in your request. I call in my counsels in the highest and best good to help me with things that I might not even know I need help with, and bring me to things that I might not know even exist, so that they have this option to bring you something from the unknown. How exciting is that? Yes. And so we will leave you with that, as that's like a good place to let you guys all go and explore and start inviting in your councils. How was that for you, Jason?
Perfect.
There questions?
Perfect closing.
Wonderful. And on that note, we will say our goodbyes to everyone, and the councils around me also bid their farewells, as they will lovingly come and join you if you invite them in. And we will see you next time as we let Tracie have her body.
Thank you.
Okay. The thing that stands out the most to me is this enormous Bigfoot chasing a fairy. That was a fun picture. So,
Is that how they were playing? They're chasing each other?
yeah. The fairy was bouncing around, and the Bigfoot's like jumping around with the fairy. It's like if they were chasing a butterfly or something. It was cute. I can still feel Daniel hanging around here. So if I talk like Daniel, that's why. The energy is not quite fully disconnected, but that's okay.
Uh-oh.
My own voice. And notice the coughing did stop after they did that clearing. That was good. Because I was like, man, I hate it when I start coughing in these things. And then they were saying, don't cut that out. And I was like, oh, okay. So when I realized why that was happening, that was good.
It was a message for someone, right?
Yeah.
Like example.
Yeah. They were showing how the anger was in the throat or something like that. So yeah, to just release that stuff. And I felt a shift over here, so I must have had some juju to get rid of. Clear that out. Quick go.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was good.
Was the clearing of the throat, the anger, was that for you or was that for someone else?
No, it wasn't for me.
Okay.
It happens in sessions too. If it's their energy, it's how.
Like you get connected to it.
Yeah, it'll show up in the throat. So I'll get aches and pains too. That, like when they were talking about stuff in the neck and the shoulders and stuff.
I can feel it too.
I feel it. Yeah. So, but then once we do the work, then it goes away. So that just shows them they use my body as their compass to go. So, yeah.
Interesting. When you was mentioning the mantis beings, I said, "Oh, here we go again." I was like,
yeah.
Now you're gonna have claws for a little bit.
Yeah, I would sit there with my little mantis paws, but yeah. Well, they came with there was in my mind what I could see is this group of just I guess the insectoids is what they called them as a collective, and the mantis was kind of standing at the center, and all of these others were around them, but there was, I mean, any kind of insect. You got butterflies, dragonflies, ants, beetles, even fleas if you want them,
Right.
mosquitoes, anything that we have that exists here has a collective, and that watches over them. And what they're showing us is this particular group would actually be a really good group to work with as we want to heal the planet, because they are the ones that are most in tune to the planet,
Mm,
especially like are the ones that live like worms and all of that, any of them that live within the earth.
right.
uh, they're going to be highly sensitive to what's going on with the earth. So if you want to know what's going on with the earth, tune into the bugs.
Absolutely. Yep. That would make sense.
I know everybody's thinking, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go tune into the bugs. But yeah, they have to be very sensitive to all that energy in order to survive. So it makes sense.
Yes, yes. It does make sense. And then with them being so connected to the earth, they play an important role. So, yeah, so the Palladian part, that was pretty interesting. That was different. The Palladian
They
message, the
about the play.
hybrids
Oh yeah.
among us and stuff like that. So,
Well, what was really interesting for me was when they were saying that and they were looking at the audience. I always see, I think I said this last time, the audience to me is like these, it's almost like shadow outlines of people.
yeah.
I don't really see their faces. And when they said, there's a lot of you that are listening that are Pleiadians, it was like the ones that were Pleiadians all of a sudden turned to color and lighter color hair, and their eyes were brilliant blue. And they looked up and looked right at me. And there was a large number of them scattered throughout, because what it feels like is as if you're standing on a stage and all of these people are there. Um, so as I'm looking out over this group of people, there was many of them that turned to color and their eyes turned blue, like they're ready for people to know who they are, and they're ready to know who they are. And so that,
Interesting.
yeah, some of them know who they are, and then some of them are doing a regular, incarnation, um, just like you and I, mother, father, the whole bit, but they are Pleiadian, um, connected to the Pleiadians and being activated now to remember who they are and why they're here. So
Right.
if that's you guys, you know what we want you to do. Say something down below.
Comment below.
Comment. We
Send
want to
us a
hear about
comment.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how many are connected.
Yeah. And I know what they mean about, ask to be in that Pleiadian energy for a little bit, so that when you come across somebody that is a Pleiadian, then you will feel that energy. You'll feel that frequency in their aura, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, you're a Pleiadian, or you're connected to the Pleiadians. And it is fun when because I ask people that stuff all the time in those sessions.
Hmm.
A lot of them that come in that are connected to Pleiadians for those sessions, and I'll just be sitting there going, ooh, how do you feel about Pleiadians? And they're like, they light up. And they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so connected to them. And it's like, I love it. And so it is kind of fun when they get recognized like that, when you can recognize their energy.
Oh,
They
yeah.
get excited about that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's confirmation for the ones that are on that journey of figuring out who they are. And for the ones that do know who they are, they get excited because now they can share something because they know you're open to it. So,
Right.
yeah.
I think our very first video, you asked me that question.
You're Pleiadian.
Yeah, you asked me if I was connected. So you said you see three guys, three people
Yeah.
behind me. I was like, I don't know. I think it's cool. I can't say
Yeah.
yes or no.
Yeah. Well, now we know that you're connected to many, actually. So um, that might be your main group that you
Right.
report to, or if that's even a thing, reporting to them, but connected to or whatever. Just like I hang with the Octurians over here. That might be your group, but yeah, you're
Right.
connected to many groups. So yeah, fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you gotta connect to a few groups to rub some elbows and ask questions.
Got a network, man.
you know,
Here's my card.
you know, get to see it from multiple points of view.
Right.
So
Yeah, that is fun. But
cool.
hopefully everybody benefited from that little healing about the anger too. That was a good question to ask, or to expand on.
Yes, yes, a lot of information came from that with the anger. So,
Yeah.
and that's a popular subject too. So,
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times we don't even know that we're hanging on to it anymore because it's something that's so old that we're just either used to it being there. We don't realize that's where our reactions are coming from, or you know, maybe we just resigned to it and never really healed it. So,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Well, before I let you go, was there anything else with the Bigfoot besides him chasing a ferry?
Well, I was
Anything?
asking in my mind, you know, because we are going to the ranch where they've had
Right.
sightings. Literally, they've had sightings. They've got little foot casts of the footprints and everything there.
Right. Right.
I was asking if they were going to be around us, and I felt one come very close to me. I was like, I don't know if we will see them per se, but I think that they will come up and see if we can sense them. It's kind of like a game for them to see how tuned in we really are. So,
Right.
um, but yeah, I do think that we're going, somebody in our group will have an experience. I'm pretty
Nice. Oh,
confident.
that'd be pretty cool. Get to hear their story.
Yeah.
Um, they're in another dimension, aren't they? From what I hear, they're in
Yeah,
another
but
dimension.
they know how to move their energy to where they can materialize for us to see them or they can pop out.
Yeah.
So they know how to do it. They're very smart. They're very simple,
Right.
and yeah, they're I've had them come in readings. I've had them come in sessions, and
Hmm.
always like the female one that came into a reading one time. She was so loving, and she had such a mothering energy, just of kindness that it was sad when she left. It was like you just bond. I bonded with her right away, and when she came in for, she was with the client. She was one of the guides for the
Right.
client, um, and yet her energy was so accepting and so receiving and open that I felt very connected to her. And then it was, then she leaves and I'm like, oh, you didn't come back. You know, but the Lyrans can be that way too. They're a very loving uh, group of beings, and they're very much about balance and about nobody is above or below you. Everyone is equal. And that's one of the things
Right.
they've been bringing in. Um, and with that Lionsgate being open. So we're filming this on what is the 6th of August. I'm not sure when it'll get out on the YouTube, but the gate's already open, and you know we're already in that communication. It's just
Right.
at its point on the 8th because that's when everybody's aware of it. And
Hmm.
but yeah, they were showing me it's already open. The well, and there's always the opportunity to communicate with the Lyrans. This is just kind of if you're kind of new to it, the veil is a lot thinner, kind of a thing. It's like it's a little easier to reach them.
Right.
Yeah, but they're a wonderful group to work with as well.
The Lyrans is the lion race,
Yeah,
the lion beings.
yeah, they got
Okay.
the feline features. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. Watch out! If they lick you on the face, you might get a little kitty cat tongue rash. No, you're like, where did that mark come from? That wasn't there last night. No,
That's funny. That's funny.
yeah. So,
Well, is there anything else that you were saying that we didn't talk about?
um, I don't think so. I think that's it. You know, I
No.
start getting a foggy brain after a couple
Right,
minutes.
right.
So it's
Yeah,
like you got to go faster. Better forget it.
I know. That's why I try to hurry up and ask you those questions.
Yeah. Well,
So, but I think we touched on everything, that we were
yeah,
talking about.
it was a good one.
Yeah.
Good round. So,
So,
all right.
all right,
Wonderful.
cool.
Well, thanks,
Well,
Jason.
no, thank you, thank you. Got another video down before setting.
All right. And then we're going to bring you some ESETI videos, hopefully.
Yes. Somehow we're gonna have to work that one out.
We'll work it out. We'll make it happen.
Oh yeah.
We're determined, we
Yeah.
think. All
All
right.
right. We'll say
Thank you,
goodnight.
everybody. Bye-bye.